So Blumira, in many ways, is a data company. We have a lot of data, we structure that data, we give people access to insights associated with that data that is associated with detection and response. And SOC Autofocus was the next step forward in how do we leverage that data to make it easier for people to understand. We can give people detection, you can give people that finding, and you give people a playbook to how to work that finding, but the investigation, how to pull all that data together, how to see what's happening, requires human consideration and effort. And for SOC Autofocus, our focus has been, how do we make sure that when someone gets into that detection, they're looking at it, they're reviewing it, that we cut that time down from 1 hour, 2 hours, even 30 minutes down to a couple minutes, so they can understand what has happened, they can understand what they need to do, and then they can understand how they need to act within their organization, which is to say, if it's a false positive based off everything we've seen in historical detections, you shouldn't get up at night, you shouldn't worry about it. You should have that AI give you that guidance to say, don't worry about it, go back to sleep, we'll deal with this in the morning. However, if it's something that's bad and it requires that contextual investigation, SOC Autofocus is there to solve that for both of those use cases, making it as easy as possible to respond, as well as fast as possible to respond without needing that insight that you would have to build through decades of experience. One of the reasons that Blumira originally started working with DoiT is because we needed more insight into how we were using our multi-cloud environment and our Google Cloud environment. We are and continue to be a growing organization, and when you're a growing company, one of the inevitabilities is that you spend more money in the cloud infrastructure. And over time, you're just kind of like, holy crap, this keeps getting bigger. How are we sorting this out? How are we getting insight? And the big reason, really the main reason to do it, is because they provide us with those insights, prioritize contextual to what's happening in our cloud environment. And that has helped us really be able to even out and bring down our cloud costs, at the same time as ensuring that we are meeting the needs for all of our customers. And DoiT has been a great partner for us to really ensure that as we move into using new areas of cloud infrastructure or deploying new technology, like the SOC Autofocus, that we can see every piece we need, and we can see, hey, are we exploding our costs? Is there an area that we need to look at? Do we have risk in an area that we need to evaluate? And really allowing us to have that central pane of glass. That's where the interesting part really is, kind of where the rubber meets the road for us, that you can bring together your engineering and finance teams into one view and give them that ability to work together to say, all right, here's what we know what's happening, here's our viewpoints, let's build automation. So if we have a spike that's happening, the engineering is aware from the standpoint of a Jira ticket, finance is aware from the standpoint of a Zendesk ticket, and everyone is aware as to what has happened. So when we get to the end of that month, we know, hey, we had a spike on the 15th day of the month related to this issue. Here's why it happened. Here's what we're going to do in the future to ensure it doesn't happen again. It's that central view that's really helped us from the standpoint of ensuring that we're all working in the same direction.